You want to fight? Or you want to win?
There are a ton of exciting Star Wars projects on the way. We've got the highly anticipated sequel to critically acclaimed Andor, Jon Favreau directing the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, Ahsoka officially getting a second season, and a brand new Star Wars trilogy led by Simon Kinberg. Safe to say, there's still plenty of storytelling left in that never-ending galaxy. So, let's dive into the most anticipated upcoming Star Wars movies for 2025, 2026, and beyond. Star Wars Andor Season 2, April 22, 2025. Diego Luna's Cassian Andor is back for Andor Season 2. Filming kicked off in November 2022, just as Season 1 wrapped up on Disney+, but production hit pause during the Hollywood strikes. Now things are finally back on track. We have all been waiting a long time for this next chapter, and with the season just a couple of months away, Lucasfilm and Disney have finally dropped the first public trailer, and surprisingly, it's not what we expected in the best way possible. If you were worried Disney would just rehash the same trailer shown at private events, don't be. This one is brand new, visually stunning, and perfectly set to Steve Earle's The Revolution Starts Now. The trailer also locks in the release date. Season 2 officially drops on April 22nd, exclusively on Disney+. As of now, it's the only live-action Star Wars series hitting screens this year. Even though the trailer is just 90 seconds long, there's a lot to break down. We see Cassian Andor strolling through several new locations, plus a familiar one, the Rebel base on Yavin 4. Could we see some veteran members of the Star Wars Rebels Ghost crew make an appearance? We wouldn't rule it out. The trailer quickly shifts into action, possibly set on the peaceful plains of Dantooine. We also get a fresh look at Saw Gerrera, who's looking a lot like his Rogue One self, along with Mon Mothma and Luthien Rael, both looking pretty stressed. As Steve Earle's song hints, the revolution is just getting started, and things are bound to get messy. Even Bix Colleen is back in the fight after enduring brutal treatment from the Empire on Ferrix. No surprise here, Ben Mendelsohn's Orson Krennic makes a brief but impactful return, along with his Death Star project. After Season 1's final tease, his appearance was pretty much a given. Fans will also be happy to see Brasso back, looking more than ready to take down some stormtroopers. Meanwhile, Dedra Meero, Cyril Karn, and the Imperial Security Bureau seem to have their hands full as the Rebel Alliance gains momentum and the galaxy edges closer to chaos. Season 2 spans 4 years, with each 3-episode arc covering a single year. So expect to see how the Rebels expand their influence and become a real threat to the Empire before Rogue One and A New Hope. Of course, no Star Wars trailer is complete without epic action and spaceship shots. We get a glimpse of K2SO's return, actually his first meeting with Cassian, along with intense battle scenes, stormtroopers on high alert, and even a stolen TIE prototype. Oh, and Mon Mothma seems to be hosting a fancy party at some point before everything inevitably goes off the rails. Lucasfilm and Disney also dropped a teaser poster, which blends Cassian Andor's somber expression with the looming presence of the Death Star. We all know where this story is headed, but that doesn't make it any less heavy or ominous. Honestly, Andor is hands down the best Star Wars live-action series we've had so far, and it's bittersweet knowing this second season will be the last. Season 2 will release 3 episodes per week starting April 22nd, wrapping up its 12-episode run in just 4 weeks. The schedule is as follows: Episodes 1 to 3 on April 22nd, Episodes 4 to 6 on April 29th, Episodes 7 to 9 on May 6th, and the final batch, Episodes 10 to 12, on May 13th. This rollout is a bit unexpected, but makes a lot of sense since each 3-episode arc represents a new year in Cassian's journey, as previously revealed by creator Tony Gilroy. The final episodes will take us right up to the start of Rogue One. Honestly, I figured they'd go with a weekly release, maybe dropping 2 or 3 episodes at first, like they did with Season 1 and most Disney Plus shows. I thought Disney would want to stretch subscriptions as long as possible, but in this case, it looks like they're prioritizing the storytelling experience over keeping viewers subscribed for months. Star Wars Visions Season 3, 2025. One of the most praised Star Wars shows out there, Star Wars Visions, made a big splash when it debuted in 2021 with its awesome anthology concept. Season 1 brought together some of Japan's top animation talent, while Season 2 expanded globally, featuring studios like Aardman and Cartoon Saloon. Now, for Season 3, Visions is going back to its roots with a lineup focused on Japanese studios, including some returning fan favorites. Along with the Season 3 renewal, Lucasfilm has unveiled an impressive lineup of top-tier Japanese animation studios for Star Wars Visions. This season will feature work from heavy hitters like David Productions, known for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Kinema Citrus, the studio behind Made in Abyss, and Polygon Pictures, which worked on Love, Death, and Robots. Other major names include Production IG, famous for Ghost in the Shell, Studio Trigger, which created Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and Wit Studio, known for Vinland Saga. Project Studio Q is also on board, along with an exciting collaboration between Batman Ninja producer Kamikaze Douga and Sandland developers Anima. Kamikaze Douga, Studio Trigger, Kinema Citrus, and Production IG all previously contributed to Season 1. Kamikaze Douga brought the Akira Kurosawa-inspired episode The Duel to life, while Kinema Citrus created the epic drama The Village Bride. Production IG delivered the lore-rich The Ninth Jedi, and Studio Trigger worked on 2 visually striking episodes, The Twins and The Elder. Although Star Wars Visions is a non-canon anthology series, there's a chance some of these shorts could get sequels in Season 3, especially since Disney Plus has explored that idea with other anthology shows like Marvel's What If. Lucasfilm has confirmed that Star Wars Visions Season 3 will premiere exclusively on Disney Plus in 2025. While they haven't announced an exact date, Disney Plus has a habit of dropping its animated Star Wars shorts on May the 4th, just like Visions Season 2 in 2023 and Tales of the Empire in 2024. Following the same pattern as the previous seasons, all episodes of Visions Season 3 will likely be available to stream at once when they arrive next year. The Mandalorian and Grogu, May 22, 2026. The Mandalorian and Grogu are heading to the big screen for a brand new adventure. Based on the first sneak peek at D23, it looks like we'll be seeing a whole new side of Grogu this time. Season 4 of The Mandalorian got delayed because of the Writers Guild and SAG-AFTRA strikes, so Lucasfilm decided to switch things up and focus on a movie instead. In January 2024, they officially announced The Mandalorian and Grogu. Jon Favreau is directing, co-writing with Dave Filoni, and producing alongside Kathleen Kennedy, Filoni, and Ian Brice. "I love telling stories in the amazing world George Lucas created," Favreau said. "Getting to bring The Mandalorian and Grogu to the big screen is beyond exciting." Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy added, "Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have introduced 2 incredible new characters to Star Wars, and this story is a perfect fit for the big screen." Pedro Pascal hyped up The Mandalorian and Grogu on Instagram by sharing concept art, confirming he's back as the voice of Din Djarin. But it's still unclear if he'll physically appear, given the helmeted nature of the character and his busy schedule. Fans also started wondering what this means for The Mandalorian Season 4. If the movie does well, future stories might lean more toward big-screen sequels instead. In February, Disney CEO Bob Iger revealed during an earnings call that the film is expected to drop in 2026, marking the start of a new era for Star Wars. That same month, California awarded the production $21.8 million in tax credits, the biggest ever under the program, since it'll be entirely shot in the state, a first for the franchise. The film is expected to generate over $166 million in local spending and wages. By April, Disney officially set the release date for May 22, 2026. Filming went down in California under the working title Thunder Alley and wrapped in about 92 days. The production was massive, with 54 cast members, 3,500 extras, and a 500-person crew. By early August, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni confirmed that Garazeb Zeb Aurelios from Star Wars Rebels would be making an appearance, along with the Anzellan species from The Rise of Skywalker and The Mandalorian Season 3. Plus, a new version of the Razor Crest, Mando's ship that got destroyed in Season 2, is set to make a comeback. Everything we've seen so far has only cranked up the hype, especially after the new footage shown at D23 teased a major shift for Grogu. It looks like the next chapter in the Mandalorian saga is bringing some big changes for everyone's favorite little green Jedi. Grogu may have started as Din Djarin's adorable little sidekick, but he's grown into one of Star Wars' biggest standout characters. He's still just a kid who needs protection, but he's also proven he can hold his own, and even step up when it matters. The new footage hints that his evolution is far from over, and it's going to be incredible to see where his journey goes next on the big screen. Back in Season 1, Grogu had strong Force abilities, but struggled to control them. Living in a post-Order 66 galaxy, he had to suppress his powers to stay hidden, which made it tough for him to resist tapping into darker Force abilities when he or Mando were in danger. His training with Luke Skywalker on Ossus helped him regain control, and by The Mandalorian Season 3, he was using his powers more effectively in combat. Now, with the upcoming movie, it looks like Grogu's story is about to reach a whole new level. In The Mandalorian and Grogu, it looks like Grogu is stepping into a more independent role. The new footage teases a mission on a snowy planet, where his growing sense of responsibility really stands out. While he's usually stuck to Din Djarin like glue, giving us that legendary "wherever I go, he goes" moment, this time he's working solo. As Din takes on snowtroopers and guards, Grogu handles his own part of the mission, proving just how much he's grown. It's not entirely clear what Grogu is up to in the footage, but his independence is a huge step forward. He's seen crawling through what looks like a ventilation shaft with something strapped to his chest. Whatever it is, it seems important to their mission. Maybe it's a key piece of cargo that Din will need once Grogu completes his task. Either way, watching him confidently take on a mission by himself is a big shift from the past, where he was always sticking close to Din. Din Djarin and Grogu's bond has definitely evolved, blending a father-son relationship with a true mentor-apprentice dynamic. Grogu's newfound independence on this mission shows just how much trust Din has in him. He's no longer just a kid who needs protection, but a Mandalorian apprentice in his own right. This shift makes total sense, especially considering how Din has always believed in Grogu, like when he encouraged him to spar with Ragnar Vizsla in The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 4, The Foundling. This next level of trust likely comes from Grogu's heroics in the Season 3 finale. During their fight against Moff Gideon's Praetorian Guard, they worked together seamlessly, Din taking on the offense while Grogu used the Force to defend them. He even saved Din, Bo-Katan, and himself from an explosion, proving he was more than just a sidekick. That moment cemented his place as a true Mandalorian apprentice, making their bond even stronger than before. The biggest takeaway from this shift for Grogu is how much he's grown since his debut in The Mandalorian. While he'll always be known as Baby Yoda, Grogu isn't a baby anymore. He's proven he can protect himself and others, and as a Mandalorian apprentice, he's learning to be the same selfless warrior as Din. Star Wars Ahsoka Season 2 in development. Ahsoka Season 2 is officially in the works, and it sounds like things are about to get even weirder. The first season wasn't perfect, but it took some bold swings, expanding the Star Wars galaxy and bringing back Rebels characters in surprising ways. Now, all eyes are on Season 2, which is expected to lead straight into the event movie that Dave Filoni is writing and directing, announced back at Star Wars Celebration 2023. Disney and Lucasfilm still have big plans for Star Wars on TV, but they're also looking to bring more stories back to the big screen. Ahsoka Season 2 doesn't have a release date yet, but it's starting to take shape. Reports suggest filming will kick off in spring 2025 in the UK and run through the summer, which lines it up for a 2026 release. If everything stays on track, it'll likely premiere sometime after The Mandalorian and Grogu hits theaters on May 22, 2026. Barring any delays, we can probably expect Season 2 to drop in summer 2026. The plot for Ahsoka Season 2 is still under wraps, but based on the Season 1 finale, we have some solid clues about where things might go. The big cliffhanger left Thrawn and his Night Sister allies returning to the known galaxy, heading for Dathomir with an army of seemingly resurrected stormtroopers. Meanwhile, Ahsoka and Sabine are still stranded on Peridea, while Ezra managed to escape. With Imperial remnants already anticipating Thrawn's return, things are about to get messy for the New Republic. The big question is whether Season 2 will focus on Thrawn's growing threat or shift its attention to Ahsoka and Sabine's journey on Peridea. Either way, expect some major developments leading into Dave Filoni's upcoming Star Wars event movie. With how big Ahsoka Season 1 was, there's a good chance Season 2 won't just focus on Ahsoka and her journey back to the main Star Wars galaxy. Peridea still has plenty of mysteries, especially with Baylan Skoll setting off on his own to shake up the whole light versus dark battle that's defined the galaxy for ages. Whatever he's after sounds massive and mystical, maybe even connected to the legendary Mortis gods finally making their live-action debut. Then there's Shin Hati, who was abandoned by both her master and former allies. She might carve out a new path as the leader of the local bandits we saw causing trouble before. Meanwhile, Sabine Wren finally tapped into the Force and chose to stay with Ahsoka rather than leave with Ezra. Her journey as a Mandalorian turned Jedi in training is shaping up to be something special, and knowing Dave Filoni, he's probably got some surprises in store. The Ahsoka Season 2 cast is coming together, with most characters stranded on Peridea expected to return. Ray Stevenson's Baylan Skoll will be recast, with Rory McCann confirmed to take over the role in January 2025. The main cast includes Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano, Natasha Liu Bordizzo as Sabine Wren, David Tennant as Hu Yang, Ivana Sakno as Shin Hati, and McCann as Baylan Skoll. Hayden Christensen is rumored to return as Anakin Skywalker, likely as a Force ghost or in more Clone Wars flashbacks. There's even talk of Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan making an appearance, though nothing is confirmed. If we do get more prequel-era flashbacks, Ariana Greenblatt's teenage Ahsoka would probably be included too. As for Hera Syndulla, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ezra Bridger, and Grand Admiral Thrawn, their return depends on whether Season 2 shifts focus back to the main Star Wars galaxy or brings the Lost Jedi home. We don't know yet who will be directing Ahsoka Season 2, but Dave Filoni has written all the episodes himself again and will likely direct a few. We should get more updates soon, especially with the 2025 Star Wars celebration coming up. It's also unclear if cinematographers Eric Steelberg and Kuyen Tran will return, but production designers Andrew L. Jones and Doug Chang, along with composer Kevin Kiner, are safe bets. Sean Levy, Ryan Gosling, Untitled Star Wars movie, in development. It feels like forever since a new Star Wars movie actually went into production, but there's some exciting news. Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy is developing a film that could star Ryan Gosling. While details are scarce, Levy has been working on the project with writer Jonathan Tropper since 2022. Tropper previously teamed up with Levy on This Is Where I Leave You and The Atom Project. According to The Hollywood Reporter, this movie would be a standalone story, completely separate from the Skywalker saga. Well, that's all for now. What do you think about these upcoming Star Wars projects? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll be bringing you more updates on this and other exciting movies and series. We'll see you next time.